it's rewind time! So I just spent the last hour watching every rewind from the last 10 years. And we're gonna rank them! I'm not kidding when I said I watched literally every single one, and man, I have to say some of these things were difficult to get through. Obviously, we know that 2020 was a crazy year. YouTube said that they weren't gonna make a rewind, so of course, the golden boy Mr.Beast stepped in and decided to make his own rewind for the year.
So many amazing games came out this year.
Just be doing one quick list.
And to be honest, it was nice just to see a rewind from a YouTuber, but even though everybody thinks Mr.Beast is a god, this was not an S tier or an A tier freaking video. Mr.Beast in this rewind basically said that he stole the idea from Pewdiepie, but he didn't really even do what Pewdiepie did. Mr.Beast's rewind was the family friendly rewind. Now with that all being said, I think this is a C-list video. I was gonna give it a B for, Mr.Beast, but you know what? It doesn't really live up to Mr.Beast's standards of videos in my opinion. Just think that it wasn't the best. It was cool, it was great, but I think this is a C-list video. Moving on to the final official YouTube rewind, which was 2019, because if you guys didn't know, YouTube said they are no longer gonna be doing rewinds. It was a top 10 list, it just had a bunch of flashy graphics and stats, and that's what it was. It was a freaking Watch Mojo video. Like, what do we really want them to do? There was no pleasing everybody on YouTube after 2018. So all they could do is just spit facts. They're like, look, all we could do is really just tell the truth here and do nothing else if we don't want any freaking hate. So YouTube basically did the bare minimum here just to pass. I would give them a D, but I'm gonna cut them some slack because after what happened in 2018, what else could they do? And I'm actually kind of a fan of statistic videos every once in a while, so I'm giving 2019 a C. 2019 was also home of the second Pewdiepie rewind, which I will say wasn't better than his 2018 one. It just seemed more meme-filled. But I will say, what Pewdiepie did really good in his rewinds was like the people that we lost section of his rewinds, because man, when you see Etika and all these other people in the 2019 rewind, it just kind of punches you in the gut. And so with that, I will say I will give PewDiePie's 2019 a B tier, but it definitely wasn't better than 2018, which we'll be talking about here in a little bit. 2018, what can I say? You were so bad that we have you as your own tier, the F tier 2018 rewind. I'm just gonna automatically put them there. They have their own tier. That's how epic they were. They were so bad that they just automatically claimed the F tier for their own. I only ever saw the 2018 rewind once when it initially aired. And going back and watching this, I was like, damn. I think 2018's rewind was peak YouTube not understanding YouTube anymore. It had a lot of celebrities, it had a lot of YouTubers, people were like, who? It honestly just felt like it wanted to be something really important that was like friendly to advertisers and be like, look, see, we do a lot of nice things. You should advertise on our website. And I think that's why everybody hated 2018. It didn't feel like YouTube, and that's why it deserves an F. It sucked. But the 2018 rewind wasn't the only one we got, because the man, the myth, the legend himself, PewDiePie, actually did his own rewind that year as well. From the darkness, this freaking PewDiePie light rose from the ashes. PewDiePie's 2018 rewind was what like Dave Chappelle was to comedy when he finally came back. PewDiePie showed the stuff that YouTube would never show. He dived into the memes, he showed the popular trends, he did what you were supposed to do, and he even showed the real shit that they don't even show in rewinds anymore. I think PewDiePie's 2018 rewind is just shy of S tier. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm comparing it to all the other ones that had a big production, had a bunch of other YouTubers and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I think PewDiePie brought back the greatness of rewind in his, and that's why he's in A tier. Moving on to 2017, I genuinely got bored of watching this video. The only good thing in this rewind was like the Shooting Stars song, and it's not that they did anything good with it in rewind, it was just the song itself was fire when it came out. But 2017 wasn't 2018 levels of bad, so it gets the D. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was watching the rewind for 2016, I didn't remember any of the crap that was happening. I remember the pineapple pen guy, I remember that a little bit, but everything else I was like, what is going on here? So it just makes me think that 2016 2016, when it came to trends and stuff like that, wasn't really big until I realized 2016 was the year that Pokemon Go came out, and Rewind tried to use this little start at the front to be the Pokemon Go thing. Pokemon Go was a worldwide phenomenon. People were getting in trouble for sneaking into places to try to catch Pokemon. It was, every convention was just huge. People were going to parks, freaking landmines, everywhere. People were traveling the world just to catch Pokemon. And all YouTube Rewind did was just show some people on their phones looking for play buttons. You could have done so much more with that, YouTube, and you didn't. So for that, you're getting the D. 2016 could have got an F, but I think 2018 just has the cringe factor, and 2016 didn't really have that for me. Moving on to 2015, the only good thing in this video was the Five Nights at Freddy's, right? But other than that, everything else in it was kind of but 2015 was just very similar to 2016, where it was just kind of boring to watch. So 2015 gets the D. 2014 has a special place in my heart because it was the year that YouTube Rewind started going downhill. The reason why 2014 sucks so much because it was the year that they started introducing a whole bunch of celebrities, and it stopped really feeling like YouTube. It felt so mainstream, and the cool thing about YouTube Rewind is it felt like Google and YouTube was really appreciating the people that made YouTube what it is, the creators, the ones that have been there since 2005, which would have made sense. And just all the ones that started coming in year after year, that's what Rewind felt like. Rewind should have always been about the creators, not the Hollywood people. So that's why I'm creating a new tier for 2014 and calling it the E tier, beginning of the end. Let it be known that 2013 was peak YouTube Rewind in the good way. 2013 is hands down the best Rewind of all time, and I'll fight anybody that says different. Yes, had some celebrities in it, but they were very minimal and they kept them on a screen and just got them out of there. But it had not one, but two hit songs with What Does the Fox Say and the freaking Harlem Shake. Everybody and their mom did it. I did one myself. But 2013 was also the first Rewind that it felt like YouTube put a big production budget behind YouTube Rewind, and it just felt really awesome. 2013 is peak freaking YouTube Rewind, and that is why it gets an S tier. S tier! Now, YouTube 2012 was the first time they actually put a little bit of production into a Rewind with a small budget. And also, let's not forget, it was the year Gangnam Style came out, and that was, you know, pretty popular. This right here is what I feel like the birth of YouTube Rewind was gonna be, although it feels like we only got 2 solid years out of it. But I wanna say that this was the start of just what people thought was gonna be an amazing thing every year. There's not a lot to say about YouTube Rewind 2012, but I will give this a B because it was the most hopeful Rewind, in my opinion. Now, there's really not much to say about 2011 and 2010 because they were glorified clip videos. Like, they were the Watch Mojos of the world, but I will say 2011 was slightly better. So I would put it in C tier because, you know, I gave 2019, which was another Watch Mojo fest, I gave that a C, and I'll give 2010, even though it was just starting out, it felt worse than 2011, so I'm gonna give that a D as well. It'll be interesting to see what the next 10 years of creator YouTube Rewinds get us, but for now, let me know, do you agree with this list? Do you not? Let me know in the comment sections down below. If you were a fan of PewDiePie's Rewinds, I highly suggest you go check out this video I made right here, where I talk about how PewDiePie hates pizza. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, JUICEBOX. Remember to wake up in the morning and ask yourself something. I'm a daily dose of juice. See you guys next time.